Hey, what up everyone? Welcome to my first YouTube video. Today I'm going to show you some basic but also advanced GP barrel combos. I'm going to show you the three most used ones, but also some more situational combos that have their place in the game though. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, for the first combo, the double barrel combo, it is very simple. You just connect two barrels and blow them up. There's nothing too crazy about it. It's probably the most used one. It is very strong for poke and lane, but also later in team fights it is consistent and easy to pull off. The next basic combo, also very frequently used, is the triple barrel combo. This is how it looks. You can also pull it off with an auto attack, but it's a bit more difficult. This is very commonly used to open for ganks. Like, let's say the jungle is coming, you can just open up, get a big slow on, but also to basically initiate team fights. It is a very strong combo in the late game. But yeah, it uses 3 barrels instead of 2, so you have to be a bit more careful with using it and don't waste your barrels. For the triple barrel in particular, you can also be very creative with it. You can do it in some weird angles. You can even use it in melee range to reset your passive. As you see, I got 2 passive stacks on here. The reason for that is basically that I apply my passive before the last barrel explodes, so the last barrel explosion gives me another charge of my passive. So it's a very strong combo for fighting in melee range as well, but there are other ways to do that, which I will get to later. Alright, let's go to the combo that most of you probably clicked this video for, the one-part combo. It is, in my opinion, the most important GP combo, especially in late game, but also in lane. You can use it to surprise your enemy, you can use it to open fights, you can use it to defend yourself in melee range without having the enemy destroy your barrel, for example, like this. So yeah, it is a super versatile combo. It is, in my opinion, the most important one to learn. One thing I usually do is I go in practice tool and just throw out a few one-part combos. Not like that. But yeah, it is super important. Get used to it. It is strong, it is consistent if you can pull it off. And it is the hardest combo to counter for your enemy. So yeah, it's just the best. So the way you pull off the one-part combo, you put a barrel down. And then, if you press Q on the barrel, GP will automatically walk towards it. And then, once you're at the minimum Q range, once it starts its animation, you place a second barrel. Some GP players use audio cues for that, if you listen. The cue is like a sound when it starts, and some people use that to know when to place the second barrel. And some people just use a visual, like the visual of the cue. I think subconsciously most people use both. It is kind of difficult to get used to the combo, especially in games and in actual like fighting situations. This is just a matter of training though. So if you feel like you cannot pull it off, just keep going at it. Eventually you will be able to pull it off in team fights. And that's when your GP really starts to be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, with the basic combos out of the way, I'm going to talk about the advanced combos now. Those are very situational, but they can definitely be used from time to time. And yeah, let's start with the triple barrel flash combo. So this combo is basically, if you want to connect a barrel, but you're not in range, you can use this combo to get into range. So the way it works, you Q the barrel, and then after the Q, you flash forward towards the enemy and place your third barrel. So like this. As I said, this is super situational. I maybe use this combo once every 5 games or so, but if it connects, it looks cool, and also it can definitely catch people off guard because they don't expect you to have that much range. So yeah, that's the triple barrel flash. Okay, the next one is what I call the EERE, or triple barrel with ult in between the barrels, I guess, but it doesn't really have a name. So it lets you basically ult in between your triple barrel combo. It is super situational, if it even has a use. Maybe you could argue that it can slow the enemy before the third barrel hits, so you get an easier hit on it, but I think it's just way too situational for that, but for completion's sake I'm gonna show it anyways. This is how it looks. So as you see, I basically place down 2 barrels, and then I Q the first one, and I ult, and after that I place the third. The way you do this, you have to be on max range, just like with the one-part combo. So GP walks into it again when you Q on the barrel, and then when you're at max range, you can pull it off, not like this, but yeah, like this. And that's how the combo looks. As I said, super situational. Probably you will never use this, but it's a cool combo. Okay, the next one is a useful one, which I would call advanced because it requires a bit more mechanics. Earlier on the triple barrel I said that there's an easier way to apply double passive to the enemy when you fight them in melee range, and this is how. I'm gonna turn off the automatic cooldown so you can see that it's not just the cooldown resetting my passive, but the barrels. It is the one part in melee range. So let's say you fight an enemy and you have a barrel here. You basically one part on yourself, and then when you instantly auto him, you can apply your passive twice and basically get a lot of damage with your passive on the enemy, because it basically resets and you have like 2 passive auto attacks in a row. Let me show it to you again. So you fight the enemy, you one part yourself and get a double passive. It deals a lot of damage. It is pretty useful in top lane. I play mid lane GP personally, but if you play top lane, you can definitely use this combo quite a bit. It's very good to know, so go and practice tool and learn it. The next one is gonna be another one that uses flash. It is basically also a double passive, but it is super useful to open on ADCs if they don't expect it. It is the triple barrel double passive. So it is kinda easy, but definitely a useful one. You just triple barrel, flash on the enemy, and then basically auto them twice, because the last barrel explosion resets your passive again. This is, as I said, super useful against any ranged champions. It can be used in lane to get some surprise burst, but it can also be used in like late game situations where you maybe split push for like one-shotting people when you want to dive them, or if you want to flash on an ADC. It's a good combo definitely, and pretty simple to pull off, but yeah, also a bit advanced. Okay, the next one is not really a combo, but more like a mechanic. I call it the instant pop. You basically place a barrel on the enemy. You only do this with one barrel. And you place it, you Q it, and then basically flash on the barrel and on the enemy to get like a massive surprise burst on them. This is very helpful if you are out of barrels and you only have one remaining and you still have flash up. You can definitely use this when you're being chased as well. Like imagine the dummy chasing me, you know, and then I just turn on them with the instant pop. The way the Q works is that when you flash in the animation, it shoots from where you are after the flash and not before the flash. So it requires a bit of a special timing, but you'll get it down. And yeah, it is definitely good to know. Helpful for chases, helpful to still get kills when you're only on one barrel and it's like a clutch situation, so it's good to know. Alright, the next one is basically like the triple barrel flash engage that I showed earlier, but with a one part. So you just one part and then flash on the enemy while your one part is exploding. This is again super good burst, and it's better than the triple barrel because you have more barrels afterwards. So it's better in every situation, but it's also more difficult to pull off. Especially, again, good if you want to engage on an ADC. You just do this, and yeah, you also get double passive reset. Let me show you without auto-refresh cooldowns. So yeah, you get 2 passive stacks on the enemy, as you can see here. It's very good, and better than the triple barrel version. Okay, for the last part of the video, I want to show you combos that are specific to items. We got the Prowlers Claw combos. We have the melee 1 part, but in combination with Prowlers. This basically makes it so that your 1 part gets the damage amplification from the Prowlers active, which makes it very, very good for insane burst. So it's basically the melee 1 part, just with a Prowlers dash. So you just do the 1 part, and then you dash with Prowlers. I don't have auto cooldown sold up. So yeah, that's how it looks. And you follow up with an auto attack. It is very strong burst, even stronger than the normal one, but it requires you to have Prowlers. But yeah, the current full damage build has Prowlers in it, so you should get used to it if you play mid lane GP. The next Prowlers combo is the triple barrel engage, but with Prowlers. You do the triple barrel flash engage, auto, Prowlers, auto. It's pretty much the same as before, just that you add the Prowlers for the last auto attack. It's a minor DPS increase, but it can help you against like some more tanky targets like bruisers if you want to engage on them. I have one-shot bruisers with this, so the current GP, especially with a buffed crit, is just super strong with this full damage build. I will do it without auto refresh, so you see it actually works. So yeah, I got the double passive on them. A lot of damage, as you see, 5,000 total. This one doesn't have any resistance, but still, it's a strong combo, and Prowlers is a good item at the moment. And last but not least, 2 combos with Galeforce. You have the 1 part. You basically just do a normal 1 part, but dash on the enemy with Galeforce. This is again some very strong burst. And people don't see Galeforce GP very often, but it is definitely a valuable item at the moment, because having extra mobility and dashes on champions that are not supposed to have dashes is just something that is pretty strong, since you can combine it very well with your combos, especially as you see with the 1 part here. Alright, last but not least, we have triple barrel Galeforce. So it's the same as the 1 part, but with a triple barrel instead. And it just lets you engage fast again, and you can dash on the enemy, instantly hit them with an auto once your barrel hits. And this one also lets you double apply passive. Let me show you without auto refresh. So you just do the combo, you dash on, you get 1 passive, you get the 2nd passive. So again, very good burst. I think Galeforce is pretty underrated on GP, because it just gives you the freedom of more mobility than Prowlers does, because you can use it without a target. And also the extra movement speed is nice if you want to sell boots in the end, but yeah, it's definitely a good item, and I would recommend to play around with it for a bit. Alright, that's it for my first video. Thank you all for watching, and it was a lot of fun to record this. If you want me to make more GP guides, like build guides, or I can even make some specific matchup guides in the future, upload full games, stuff like that, let me know in the comments. If you have any criticism, I'm more than appreciative if you put that in the comments as well. I am new to YouTube, so yeah, I'm probably a scrub at it. But yeah, I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/CaptainBattleX. I will also link it in the description below if you want to check it out. Pretty close to 200 followers, so I'd appreciate if we can reach that in the next few days. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good one. Peace.